There's always change in Garden Grace. Sometimes the best garden days aren't the ones you plan perfectly. They're the ones that just happen with a little help from the people around you. This is my blueberry bush, and today it finally found its forever home in the ground. I'd mentioned to Mary, my neighbor, that I wanted to move the blueberry bush out of the pot. And before I knew it, she and Marshall showed up with their sharpshooter shovel ready to work. They are the best kind of neighbors, the ones who don't just offer advice, y'all. They grab a shovel. And I didn't even realize that Mary was going to bring Marshall down. And it was just so much fun to watch them be as excited about moving this blueberry bush that they'd given me a couple of years ago from the pot into the ground. Marshall started that hole, but then Mary jumped right in to give him a breather. I love watching their teamwork together because that is teamwork at its finest. While they were digging, I then realized that I needed to head to the garage to mix up the soil blend of the Happy Frog potting mix, put in some of that native soil, worm castings, and a little acidifier just to help my blueberry bush be happy. And you know what's so cool is that they so willingly continued to dig that hole for me. While I was in the garage getting the soil amendments together, they got their gorilla cart and loaded up the blueberry bush without me even helping them. And they brought it around the fence and through the gate and got it positioned so that it would be much easier for us to plop that blueberry bush down in the hole once we added in the rest of the amendments to that hole, just so it would be a very happy home for the blueberry bush. Finally, I got the mixture all together and brought it down with my big tub that I absolutely love to mix soil up in, and had that all ready. And then I added in a little bit more of the native soil that Marshall had dug out of that hole so that it would work great. If there's one thing that I've learned, y'all, is that soil prep is instrumental in the success or the failure of your plant that you're wanting to grow. And I just realized that poor blueberry bush had sat in that pot. Even though I did add some amendments while it was in the pot, it obviously was struggling so very much because the blueberries that I got off of it this year were so tiny that it just didn't even have the strength to make the blueberries that I love to have. Mary brought down a bucket of pine straw for me because blueberry bushes love acidic soil. And so I added some of the pine needles for texture and a little bit of extra acidity for the mixture that we were going to put down in the hole. And then, of course, we used plenty on top for mulch once it was planted. And again, this is another instance of my neighbors providing extra help and extra items just for the success of my garden. And what I feel like is that this isn't just my garden grace. This is part of their garden grace too, because they have helped me so very, very much. We got the blueberry bush placed in the ground, made sure the top of the root ball sat just above the soil line because that helps it breathe and it keeps it from staying too wet. And then it was time for them to go and get their own things taken care of. After we filled the hole, I gave it a good drink of water and just stood there smiling because you know what? That pot it had been in, that had been its home for way too long. And it was just time to move it. And I'll be honest, I got so caught up in the moment, I completely forgot to film most of this, but my game camera caught it. And I love that because it shows the real heart of gardening: community, kindness, and a shared love for growing things. So I hope that you have enjoyed coming along with me on this blueberry transition and just how special it is, especially when you do it with your neighbors. So here's to strong roots, good soil, and even better neighbors. This little blueberry bush has a brand new start, and I can't wait to see how it grows. And always remember, grow with grace, y'all. And until next time, I will see you right back here in Garden Grace.